combo store, so we do drums, we do electric guitars, acoustic guitars, horns, trumpets, blues, pretty much everything, sheet music.
Great, great. How's the show going this year for you?
Really well. It seems like there's a good energy. There's a lot of people. Yesterday was really, really full.
Yeah.
A fair amount of new products, some smaller companies that are coming up and coming up with some interesting things.
Yeah.
One thing that was really interesting is this PV Electronics came out with a guitar that fuses the technology of an auto-tune system. So you have a guitar that essentially tunes itself by pressing a button.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting, cool
See
thing.
the demo?
Yeah, yeah, it was
crazy.
very interesting.
You can trick it to change the keys and everything.
Exactly.
Tune it down.
Yeah, even though the strings aren't necessarily changing, it just sounds that way. So.
Right, right. Anything else catch your eye, or any just general trends with products this year? You know what I'm saying?
That's a good question. I'm a trumpet player myself, so I just went around and played a bunch of different instruments. Nothing too out of the ordinary. There's some instruments that are coming up with Monette style trumpets that are less expensive but seem to be very, very close in quality.
Yeah.
Coming from Europe.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Some really interesting looking drums. I noticed that different colors, different materials that they're using, completely clear sets.
Right.
So,
how's it compare to the last 5 years or so? Or?
Well, it seems to me that companies are starting to recover. There's a fair amount of more positive energy. I think especially in 2008, when everything was really unsure, there was a lot of just people being really concerned, conservative, and scared, and a lot of companies also scaled down their SKUs to a smaller amount just to kind of keep it safe.
Yeah.
But it feels like people are starting to venture a little bit more into new SKUs, new ideas. I think their research and development is starting to come up with new things because I think there's a little bit more income that they can deal with. So it feels like there's a little bit more of a positive spin on everything.
Right. What's your forecast for 2012, business-wise?
I think a constant upswing, but a slow one.
Right.
Just sort of what we've been experiencing the last year or so.
Yeah.
Where people are just starting to come out and purchase things that they wouldn't have necessarily done a few years ago.
Yeah, a little more optimistic, a little cautious.
Yeah, it feels like it, but it isn't this sort of revolutionary. It just, the light turned on. It feels like it's just they're kind of working their way out of their caves.
Right.
So
that's great, and everything is great for Amuse Music right now.
Yeah, we're doing well. We have a lot of lessons. We have about 1,200 students. And about 2-3 years ago, there was a fair amount of students that discontinued for obvious reasons. And it feels like we're sort of the same thing, that same trend of slowly edging up, creeping up with our numbers. And when we have more students, we sell more. So we're optimistic. Yeah. We're moving in the right direction.
Do lessons across the board, every instrument? Or?
Every instrument, every age.
Great.
So, it feels like it's on the way up.